Welcome back to SNS Grills. I'm Russ Jones with the YouTube channel Smoky Ribs Barbecue, and today I'm going to show you my take on a cheesesteak sandwich. You want to get started by doing a little prep work, get that out of the way. And if you'll look right here, I've got an onion, one white onion, got one bell pepper. Now I'm keeping these separated. I'll also cook them separated because not everybody likes bell pepper mixed in with their cheesesteaks. So I've got the slow and sear in place. I am not using the water reservoir today, not on this cook, it's not needed, but I do have the slow and sear dripping griddle. This is the new SNS Slow and Sear Plancha. It's 1/4 inch, heavy duty, 24 pounds of carbon steel. We're just going to put this in place right here to show you how it goes. Now I will be removing this course because I got loaded full of charcoal, and I do have the charcoal lit right behind me. We're going to end up with about a half a basket of lit charcoal briquettes. These are actually USDA prime, and I'm going with such a good cut because it's just so much better on a sandwich. You can enjoy a good steak like this more than one way, and these sandwiches should just be really amazing because of the quality that we're using. Now you might notice I've already removed this fat here, and I've also removed the fat here, and what I've done is I took that fat along with a little bit of trimmings on the side here. I mixed it with some other beef that I had, and I made my own tallow last night, and there that is. There's nothing better than cooking with tallow when you're doing something like this, not only on the vegetables but also on the meat itself. So I've had these in the freezer. They're not frozen, just had them in there for like an hour just to firm up some to where we can get some really thin cuts. My charcoal is ready. We're just going to dump this into the basket. All right, that's just a little over halfway full. That should be plenty for what we're doing today. Now on with the plancha. By the way, plancha is Spanish for griddle. I do have my bottom vent wide open. A good way to tell when your griddle's ready to cook is, of course, a laser thermometer. I do own one, but there's also another way that you can tell, and that's simply little droplets of water. If you'll notice when I put them on the extreme hot end, see how they're just dancing around instantly. Now more towards the middle, it's not as violent. Now look right there, see how that's taking a little while to evaporate. So really right in here is where I need to be cooking. We're getting ready to do that right now. So I'm taking some of the beef tallow that I showed you earlier. We're just going right here in the middle. Just going to melt that in. Now I'm not going to season the vegetables or the meat until the very end. That meat is so thin that the salt will really pull that moisture out and dry that meat out, and that's the last thing you want. On with the onions. All right, these onions are looking just about where I want them, so I'm going to remove these. I'm going to pull these peppers back middle, let them go a few more minutes. I wrap the onions and the bell pepper in these little foil packets, just got them way back here just to keep them warm. They'll come back into play here very soon. Right now we're going to heat up and melt some more beef tallow. We're going on with some meat. Let's dump our meat right here in the middle. All right, I want to create a layer, thin this out. This is not going to take long to cook. You're going to make sure you flip it, turn it, go from one end to the other, get them all evenly cooked, and all we're going to do is just cook them all the way through. As you can see, I'm already starting to brown on the back side. All right, we don't like much being cooked all the way through, so what I want to do at this time is go ahead and add the onions. All right, so we're looking good. It's cooked through. Now is the time to add your salt and pepper. Really bring these flavors out. All right, so what I want to do now is just push some of this back. Now I'm going on with an American cheese. You can use any cheese of your liking. This is a deli style American cheese. It's not the stuff that you get in little plastic wraps. I actually had this sliced. Oh yeah, looking fantastic. This is the roll I'm using. I actually cut these in half. They were twice this long, so that's just about right. We're just gonna let that steam for just a few seconds. All right, now for the tricky part. Turn it over. Oh man, look at that. Boy, that just looks fantastic. I like a little fire in mine, so we're gonna lay some jalapenos across this. Well, there's only one way to find out how we did. Something about a cheesesteak sandwich, man. It's so simple, basic ingredients. But when you marry that bread, that nice French chewy bread, and that's what I like using is the French bread. It's not real crispy and it's not real hard. It's got more of a chew to it, which I really enjoy, along with that really good ribeye steak. It's nice and tender with that ooey gooey American cheese. It just screams deliciousness. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you got something from it. I'm Russ Jones with SNS Grills, and remember, 2 zones are better than 1.